Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
The Showbiz Top 5.
Hey, this is Kellie Rasberry with your Showbiz Top 5 for Monday, September the 28th. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the 3D animated picture, is number 1 at the box office for a second week, taking another $24.6 million in ticket sales. Bruce Willis's latest sci-fi adventure called Surrogates weekly debuted with $15 million, but a second place finish, and in third place was Fame. I'm Gonna Live Forever, but not at the box office. It opened in third with only $10 million. Saturday Night Live kicked off this weekend. I can't believe I forgot to TiVo it. I took it off, but anyway, I'll have to put it back on there. Megan Fox hosted. U2 was the musical guest. They've added a couple of new cast members, Jenny Slate being one of them, and her first show with SNL might have been her last, but NBC executives have decided to give her another chance. She was doing a skit called Biker Chick Chat, and she was supposed to be saying freaking a lot, but actually the real curse word popped out of her mouth. And she realized her mistake quickly, as did the audience. They kind of giggled nervously. You could, see it on YouTube today. But she will not be fined by the FCC. The network will not be fined because it happened so long after prime time. So they're okay in that department. But they're also going to give her a second chance as well. Misha Barton's new show on the CW has already gotten the axe. The Beautiful Life, not so beautiful. It was produced by Ashton Kutcher, loosely based on his life when he first started off as a model. And it only had 1.1 million people watching the second episode, not enough to keep it on the air any longer. It was a weekend of celebrity weddings. Of course, the biggest was the Kardashian bash. I'll tell you about that because it was the #1 story. But also, quietly getting married in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, was Justin Guarini. He married a girl he went to high school with, Reina Capodici. They didn't date in high school. They were, I guess, friends, but they reconnected a few years ago, and they've been dating ever since. She does have a daughter from a previous relationship. And My Name is Earl star Jamie Presley also has a son from a previous relationship, but she dumped baby daddy. I think it was around Christmas of last year because the guy just, couldn't pull his own weight, apparently in the interviews she's given since then. But she was hooked up through friends with Simran Singh, an entertainment attorney, and they were engaged in July and finally married in Malibu over the weekend on a bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean. How very California. And then if you were not among the 250 invited guests for the black tie Blackberry band wedding between Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom, you don't need to worry because E! had their cameras there filming the entire thing for Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Of course, Ryan Seacrest produces Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and he was among the invited guests, and he said he's seriously considering producing a show starring Khloe and Lamar. Yes, that's what he's saying. Now, just after 5 o'clock, Bruce Jenner escorted his stepdaughter down the aisle with Kim on one side and Khloe on the other, Kourtney on the other. So many K names, it's hard to keep it straight. Now, her half-sisters Kendall and Kylie Jenner were in the wedding party, as well as some other twin actresses I've never heard of, and Lauren London, who just 2 weeks ago gave birth to Lil Wayne's son. So she got her figure back good enough to be in that lavender bridesmaid's gown. They say that Khloe wore Vera Wang, which is like ho-hum in celebrity world at this point. Babyface performed at the reception, as did some DJ. They flew in from New York. Had a real, elegant dinner, elegant wedding, white flowers everywhere, 10-piece orchestra. It's supposed to be a really elegant affair. We hear, though, that it's not actually a legally binding wedding at this point. They got married so quickly they couldn't work out the details for a prenup, so now they're going to have a postnup. And at that point, once all the details are signed, then they're going to sign the marriage license, which will make this an officially, legally binding wedding. So that's all the scoop we have for now. I'm sure more details will come out today, and we'll have those for you tomorrow. And that's your Showbiz Top 5.